Divide and conquer. This is another form of mind control that most people don't even know about. And the ones that do know about it, they don't even realize to what depth they are falling under this mind control. So let me ask you a question. When you go about your day, how differently do you see yourself from your fellows and the people around you? Do you see them as different, or do you see us all as one and the same? This is an important question to ask because many people have this idea in their head that our differences matter, as far as like our differences in our physical appearance and things like that. But let's go through real quick and talk about how many different ways we have been divided and thus conquered. So we have black versus white. Big in this day and age. We've got Black Lives Matter, then all the white people screaming all lives matter, which you're both right. But no one wants to meet in the middle because they have this idea that their mantra matters more than the principle itself and proper practical application in their life. So there's one aspect. Then you've got man versus woman. The women say that we're in a patriarchy, which is true to an extent, and that, men get paid so much more. Like, really, they don't. But that's also neither here nor there. There's a reason for everything, but I digress. So you've got black versus white, man versus woman. You've got left versus right, rich versus poor, gay versus straight. Now it's nationalities. USA versus Mexico, USA versus Britain, Britain versus Australia. All these different countries talking about, like my country's better than yours. Like, no, it's not. We're all part of the slave system. So then there's like petty shit, like tall versus short, fat versus skinny, parent versus non-parent. I've seen that, where people like think that they're better than other people just because they produce children. That has absolutely no relevance, because there's plenty of people out there that produce kids that are absolute pieces of garbage in their everyday life. So none of these things matter. I mean, they do to an extent, but to the extent that people are placing the value upon, they absolutely do not matter. And that's, if you guys want to unsubscribe from me for talking about this, that's fine. Look, you're not going to find very popular opinions with me. I don't give a shit about your precious feelings. I care about the truth. I care about spreading the truth and getting people to wake up to what's going on. You're being divided and conquered here. And most people don't even realize it. Because now, like, everybody's in such a fear-based consciousness that they're falling for it over and over again. Now, and how appropriate that I'm going to talk about this since I just coughed once. Now there's mask versus no mask, and vax versus anti-vax. And like people are at each other's throats about this, and it's absolute nonsense. Now, this method, divide and conquer, can be used for your benefit, and I'm not saying to use it on other people. Use it within your own self. And here's how. So everybody focuses, I shouldn't say everybody. Everybody that I come across lately focuses on all their problems at once. Like, say I got 10 problems. And like they focus on all 10 problems at once. And they get overwhelmed. They start to panic. They make bad choices. the bad choices lead to bad consequences, and then those bad consequences lead to self-loathing, and then they can, anyone can come in and imprint an idea of a solution to try and solve that. So, like, you're basically falling to your own faults and then being able to be controlled subconsciously or even consciously through other people's ideas. So rather than looking at all your problems as one thing, and focusing on all your problems at once, divide and conquer. Like, my dad taught me this when I lived with him a while back. He taught me to write down all my goals for the day that I needed to accomplish, and then split them up into 3 categories: A, B, and C. A being the most important, absolute vital things that have to get done. B would be another category that's still vital, but not as an important category as A. And then C would be the less important but the easiest to get done. So you divide your problems, split them off into like 3 categories of things that you need to get done. And then focus on one thing at a time. You divide, accomplish your goal. And before you know it, you're stacking up wins for the day. I wake up and I change my daughter's diaper. I get my lunch ready. Sometimes I slack and I suffer for it. And it takes me a lot longer to get ready than it should. But most of the time I stick to the same routine. I wake up and I start getting things done. 6 o'clock every morning I wake up. Sometimes I lay there for a second, collect my thoughts before I get moving. Doesn't matter, neither here nor there. But I start breaking down my day and things that I need to do. And this is one of the things that helps me accomplish my goals. So divide and conquer, the way it's being used against us, is terrible, and we need to wake up to that. Now, divide and conquer isn't necessarily inherently a bad thing. It's not naturally bad. You can use it for your benefit. The problem is people want to try and use it in order to create division and cause problems amongst groups of people, their friends, their family, and that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. Rather than focusing on your differences with people, try to see where you can meet in the middle and unify. Get back to unity consciousness, not just within yourself, but outwardly with the rest of the world. And before you know it, problems will start to disappear. Now, I don't want to give a whole bunch of people false hope by saying like, if everybody just does this, then everything will be all hunky-dory and we'll have no problems. But the more people that we can wake up to the facts of life and get them to practice things that actually matter, the real things that matter. And I'm not saying that lives of any color, religion, anything, like any kind of category don't matter, because they do. Lives matter. Life matters. Life absolutely matters. But what I'm saying is these principles don't matter above life itself. Okay? These principles of Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and all that do not matter more than life itself. So screaming that mantra of Black Lives Matter doesn't matter more than the black lives that are still being taken out by not just police, but people that are, committing the black on black crime or white on black crime or, whatever. So just know that this is being used against you. And if you look and you pay attention and you reflect on your life, you will see how it has been used in more ways than I have been listed, or that I just listed for you. So I hope everybody has a good day, really reflects on what I said. If you like it, great. Share it with people that you think will like it. If you didn't like it, well, not my problem. I hope you guys have a good day. And I hope you guys, well, no, I hope you guys have a great day, but I hope you guys start to learn about these things and apply them in your life. Otherwise, you may be stuck in the system long past the time that it's going to create more problems. So, anyways, with that being said, I'm going to get off. All right, bye.